Hi, welcome. Jackie from Cambridge Safety here. Welcome to one of our presentations. Take 5 minutes for one aspect of health and safety. And in this short presentation, we're going to look at the word review, because the word review gets used lots of different times in health and safety, but it's in different contexts. So we're just going to have a little bit of a look at perhaps the different contexts of the word review. So we've got review. You might have some specific documents where there's a legal or good practice requirement to review that document. If you have a health and safety management system, you're usually required to do a management review. And then equally, the other term that we use sometimes is reviewing performance. So we're just going to have a very quick look at the similarities, differences, what these three terms actually require. And potentially you may end up doing all of them, but they are similar, but equally different. So a review from a legal perspective, under the Health and Safety at Work Act, you have a health and safety policy. If you've got 5 or more employees, that policy statement must be written down, and there is a requirement to review it if there is a significant change or if you believe it's out of date. You don't have to review it annually, but you might decide to review it at least annually just to make sure that it's kept up to date, and that's a legal requirement. If you have a health and safety management system, HSG 65, ISO 45001, that requires you to at least annually review all aspects of your health and safety management system, and that includes your training, communication, risk assessments, etc. Talking of risk assessments, under the Management of Health and Safety at Work regulations, if you do your general risk assessment, there is a requirement to review that. Again, it doesn't give you a deadline. It says you review it if there is a significant change or, again, you believe it's out of date. You may decide again to do that annually anyway. But if we then go your other risk assessments, so there's also a requirement to review whether it's your COSH assessments, your display screen equipment assessments, manual handling risk assessments, asbestos, Legionella risk assessments, lead, ionizing radiation, any of the other risk assessments you've got. So any of our legislation that requires a specific risk assessment, you need to review it. You may do some risk assessments on specific people. So you might have a pregnant worker or expectant mother or a nursing mother. You might have a young person or a person with a specific ill health condition or disability. So then you definitely need to review those risk assessments as their situation might change, particularly obviously a pregnancy. As the pregnancy continues, there's going to be different aspects that could create higher or lower risks. So it's very important there that the risk assessment is reviewed in conjunction with the employee concerned. We've got our safe systems of work. Are they up to date? So again, they should be reviewed on a regular basis. That might include your permit to work system if you've got one. Let's review what training we give people to make sure, again, it's in line with best practice, legal requirements, but it's actually what people need to be trained in. Any other health and safety procedures that we've got might need to be again reviewed just every now and again. You might have a set period to make sure that they are still valid. Things haven't changed. Equally, emergency procedures, if you do your drills and practices, that is part of your review process because you're making sure that they actually work. You have your induction course and induction package. Let's review that. Again, has something changed? Does it need to be updated? So review could be reviewing your policies, your procedures. Some of it we do because the law says we need to, but it's also part of good health and safety management to make sure you don't want to find out when there's been an accident. You then review the safe system of work and actually it's out of date and people haven't been following it. So that's our review. Quick then look at reviewing performance. Organisations can maintain and improve their ability to manage risks by learning from experience. So it's about learning the lessons. These are normally internally led, looks at what we're doing well and badly, but you're doing it at regular planned intervals and reviewing performance. Are we getting better? Are we getting worse? Are we staying the same? Within the ISO standard, ISO 45001, you've got a management review. And a management review is a little bit different. This is when then we have a meeting where we've got representative numbers of senior management within the organisation, and then they review how the company is doing and is their health and safety management system actually working. So a management review will be a meeting. It could be some companies do one smaller meeting every month. Some companies do it at least annually, but it has to be done. It has to be evidence, so there needs to be minutes. It needs to review legal compliance within the company, whether hazards are being risk assessed correctly, and we're taking opportunities to reduce the risk. Any objectives or targets, have we met them? If we haven't, what do we need to do to move in the right direction? Are there any trends or patterns? So looking at leading and lagging indicators. Let's have a look at the effectiveness of our communication. Are there any opportunities for continual improvement? How is the management review and health and safety information communicated? The effectiveness of communication. Again, because the ISO standard can be audited, this is where you definitely need minutes, you need an agenda, you need to show that people were truly involved in this management review and it wasn't just you and me having a quick sort of chat about it. It's demonstrating leadership and senior management commitment to health and safety as well. So we have those three things. So just to reiterate, we've got three uses of the word review. There's review of our documents, policies, procedures, risk assessments. There's management review, which is a meeting where we have representative numbers of senior managers reviewing the effectiveness of our health and safety management system. And reviewing performance is when we're going to look at quantifiable data. Is our health and safety performance getting better or worse? And I've done a separate take 5 on reviewing health and safety performance if you're interested. Thanks very much for participating and listening or watching our presentation. It's Jackie from Cambridge Safety, www.cambridgesafety.co.uk. Thank you.